Well, new tonight, coronavirus cases spike in Idaho's food and meat processing plants. The cases involve plants in Jerome and Burley, but they're sparking interest from Boise Mayor Lauren McLean. CBS 2's Trevor Fay reports on tonight's roundtable discussion.
Dozens of Idaho's food processing employees are carrying coronavirus, with the most recent outbreak found in the Magic Valley this week. Both food plants are in rural areas, but what they process ends up in major cities, including Boise.
We talk regularly with Central District Health about the status of COVID in our own community and county. And I would say that the outbreaks that we're seeing now in meatpacking plants, others, point to the importance of testing and tracing.
That's Boise Mayor Lauren McLean. She's talking about testing meat packers and other food processors so Idaho health officials can track where the virus is and where it might go next.
The outbreaks that we were seeing in March and early April were much higher than what we're seeing now. And I would credit that to the diligent efforts of our residents.
Meanwhile, sanitation efforts are in full swing at Treasure Valley restaurants and grocery stores. But some folks are concerned about how their food is processed. The mayor is doing what she can to reassure the public.
Again, I just say that our food is safe. It's incredibly important that we have the capacity to test and trace so that you can nip those outbreaks in the bud as quickly as possible.
Currently, no coronavirus outbreaks have appeared in food plants closer to Boise. Health officials hope to keep it that way with increased testing. In Boise, Trevor Fay, CBS 2 News.
The most recent plant, Ida Beef in Burley, temporarily shut down despite an order by President Trump requiring processing plants to stay open over fears of a meat shortage. Well, the CEO said he did close things down out of a need for all 44 sick employees' health.
As more than a dozen states are still seeing an increase in cases, all 50 are relaxing at least some rules, and the White House trying to paint a rosier picture.
I saw Carnival Cruise Line stock up 11%, United Airlines up 8%, even the hard-hit travel industry stocks, on the promise that things are starting to return to a little bit of normalcy.
After 2 months of resembling a ghost town, Las Vegas casinos can reopen next week. Disney and SeaWorld not far behind, but for a limited number of tourists.
We will require that our guests and our employees all pass a temperature screening before they will be allowed into the park.
But scaling back also creating some anxiety.
I talk to people every day who are nervous. This is a scary virus. They should be practicing, as we said, continued social distancing.
Something lawmakers just did Wednesday for the first time in Congress's history, as 70 Democrats staying home for safety let another member cast their vote. But some Republicans are suing to stop it, saying they have an obligation to conduct business in person. Meanwhile, more debate about wearing masks after a holiday weekend of concerning crowds.
With no masks and people interacting, that's not prudent, and that's inviting a situation that could get out of control.
As the weather heats up, more people are going to be itching to go outside. In Caldwell, a popular spot is Indian Creek Plaza. CBS 2's Haley Kramer shows us what's being done around the plaza to make sure that everyone's safe.
We're an outdoor area. We're on 1.5 acres of property, and we're located in downtown Caldwell, and the revitalization has really brought people here as a community.
With that in mind, Plaza Director Lynn Calvin says Destination Caldwell has worked with the city to come up with a plan that follows the state's guidelines. As the sun beams down, one popular attraction Calvin says many have been asking about, splash pads.
Today is our first day, and you can see in the background, people are already enjoying it.
The water is chlorinated and goes through a UV light filtration system. They're encouraging social distancing, no more than 10 people grouped in one space at one time.
All our tables and chairs, we have them distanced 6 feet apart minimum. Some are more than that.
The plaza is the heart of the downtown area, surrounded by businesses. Destination Caldwell's Sarah Gross says their new website, Kickstart Caldwell, was created in partnership with the city and the Chamber of Commerce to help businesses succeed and help customers get what they need.
Businesses that sign up through KickstartCaldwell.com will be provided with our poster that outlines the safety practices that they're following, as well as social distancing stickers that they can use inside of their business. As they reopen, they can submit their information so consumers can see that they're open, and consumers can figure out, what safety practices are being implemented, and so they feel safe at retailers again.
With schools closed this past semester, parents, of course, were left to teach their children at home. But they were not alone in that effort. CBS 2's Sarah Jacobson shows us how a local dance studio is helping them.
We actually went online within like 3 days of getting the news about quarantine. And so things happened super quickly.
As teachers across the state move their curriculum online, many parents themselves finding a release to the stresses of the day, work, school, and home life all under one roof was a challenge.
It's been a lot different because I don't get that daily contact with my students to check in with them and see how they're doing. It's a little bit harder to do that because we don't see them every day.
That's when owner and director of Illusion Dance Studio, Jenny Heyer, decided her students needed an outlet for their stress and moved her classes online.
When everything was starting to come to a point, we decided we needed to move online, and we did it quite quickly, and our students adjusted quite well, where we first gave just some regular classes that we had pre-recorded, and then it turned into live classes after that, where we were filming from the studio, and so that they were finding that sense of normalcy, where it felt like home, that they were bringing into their home, and started dancing with us there.
And her students say they are extremely thankful.
Doing the virtual classes was a nice release, and my kids were always like, make sure you go to your class, Mom.
It was interesting. It was really fun. Trying to dance on a carpet in a spare bedroom is never easy, but I was able to make it work, and it was nice to have the option to still do that every week. Mentally, it actually gave me something to think about to do, it's like something to look forward to.
It gave me something to look forward to every week, and seeing the faces of the girls that I dance with was really awesome, and getting to talk with Jenny, and just like my kids look forward to hearing from me as their teacher, I looked forward to Jenny asking how I was doing and making sure we were doing okay, and having that physical activity to benefit us each week and get things moving around was really nice.
Now back in the studio, using strict social distancing protocol and online options, these teachers say they're grateful not only for Illusion's dance studio, but the woman behind it all, Jenny Heyer.
So we're still having recital, and so that's something they've been working towards, and I think having that as something mentally to get them to that point, that kept them going.